Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Space 2. At the end of the last episode, I said that the next game was going to be a little bit more optimized and a little weirder. Actually, I don't remember if I said that it was going to be a little weirder, but I meant that, so sorry if I didn't let you guys in on that part of the plan. And then, a couple of people asked, and this is not the first time this has been requested, if we could do a game if we could go for a conquest victory peacefully. So, expand out as much as possible, as quickly as possible, and then buy systems off of people when you have to get other people's systems using influence and Pacific conversion, rather than going for military conquest. And I think that's a cool idea. So I spent some time thinking about it. I did some mechanics research, some little experiments to make sure I understood some things, and here's where I've landed. Here's where I think we're going to be able to do. So I was looking through the laws, the big list of laws, trying to figure out what is going to be a good way of generating enough approval for our rapid expansion to continue without just totally shattering our empire. And I was thinking at first about a government that is ecologist-led because their base law has plus 15 approval per system on it. And then you have the pacifists in there, and you're doing make love not war, make peace not war, I don't remember. You know, the one that gives you approval for being at peace with people. And it took some approval-y traits, and I was thinking about, if we're going fast, let's say we're going for a blisteringly fast victory. Let's say we're trying to win on turn 80 via conquest victory. There's going to come a point where our expansion has outstripped our scientific and industrial development by so much that we're going to be maybe 15 systems over our colonization limit, and I have no idea what the penalty looks like at that level. It could be 250, you know, so still looking, still trying to come up with a plan. I noticed that there is a third-tier religious law that just sets your entire government, or sets your entire empire to content. This makes all of your planets and your whole empire content. Now that seems like a great solution, except that it's a third-tier law, which means we won't have access to it until turn 60, right? However, I remembered the first time that I ever switched governments, I believe, was during this series. And I remembered that the way that goes is you have a certain amount of approval, you get a certain amount of influence, you pay the influence cost, and the government falls into anarchy for 5 turns. There are no laws. Probably this is a pretty crappy time in the Empire for a lot of people. There are going to be some people who really relish that, and a lot of people who suffer terribly for no reason. But when that's over, you have a new election, and then there's a new government of your new government type. And so I thought, if that's a real election, a totally real election, and it gives the political parties experience for winning it, then we might be able to force access to the good laws by just shuffling the government around as early as we can until the good laws become available. And I did a little testing, and it turns out, yes, that is exactly how it works. So here's the plan. We're going to research the tech, because it's locked behind a tech, the ability to change governments. We're going to research the tech that gets you the ability to change governments as early as possible. It's in the 3rd tier in the left quadrant of the tree, the Empire Development, or whatever that's called. And then we're going to just swap our government over and over again until we get the religious law that we need, and then we'll settle there. So here's how I plan to do that. First of all, Emperor's Will, probably not a big surprise if we're playing a game that's influence-based, an affinity that lets you use influence in lots of ways and also produces bonus influence for you. It's pretty much a slam dunk. Then we're going with the Imperial's visual affinity, and this is not because it matches Emperor's Will, but rather because this gives you access to a hero immediately who has a powerful influence-generating skill. We're probably going to need 200 or 300 influence for this first government change, and I want to make sure that we are actually in position to do that. I don't know for sure that this is the best way to optimize this, but again, it's kind of cumbersome to check what all the visual affinities do because you have to actually start up a game, and I know this will help us at least. Then, we're starting on an ocean world, 8642. We have the points, we have obviously all the points, and we could have started Terran or Atoll was the first one I was thinking. 86 food industry is pretty great, but I think we're actually going to need the science, because for real, we're going to get this tech early. Democracy as our starting government type, because it gives approval. Obviously, we're not planning to hold on to this for very long. That seemed like a useful thing to have in the short term. I actually wanted to start Republic for the improved version of Cram Exam Act, but for some reason, when I start the game as a Republic, I don't have access to the Cram Exam Act. And if anybody knows why that is, I would love to know. I tested it a couple of times. Every other government type has access to it. Republic does not, even though I'm sure that I have had it in Republic governments before. So that's why we're not starting as a Republic, because I do think Cram Exam Act is going to be crucial. So democracy is fine. It should be fine. Then here's our population type. So we're starting as scientific, not religious, even though we're very reliant on the religious party getting that law. First of all, you don't get any political experience for being in the starting government, so it doesn't matter that the religious will not be in. But we want to start scientific because we want access to the base science law that lets you skip a tier in the research tree, right? The law that we're going for is in the 3rd tier, and I've used some of our starting points to buy us a 1st tier law from that quadrant, so we'll be able to start researching the government switch law on turn 1. We will probably lose the scientists from the government after that point, and that is 100% fine with me. We never need them to be in there again. We just need them for the first, 10 or 15 turns of the game. My real goal here, the best case scenario version of this, is we get the ability to switch governments before turn 15-ish, so that we can do a government swap immediately. And remember, that's going to mean we both finish researching that 3rd tier tech, and we have 200 or 300 influence. Get that before turn 15-ish, switch governments immediately, have our new government election before the normal first election, then have that normal first election immediately after, and then switch governments again. That'll be 3 elections worth of experience by turn 26-ish, and if we can have that law available then, we can just go absolutely nuts. That's the hope. Fingers crossed, everybody. So also, we are relativists. This reroutes some amount of scientific support to the religious party, and monumentalists. This reroutes some amount of industrial support to the political party, or to the religious party, because our collection bonus gives us industrialist political opinion. This is, obviously, we were picking this because of the fact that it gives influence and lowers system influence conversion cost. There is another plus influence collection bonus, but I think this one's worse. Ownership recovery rate is 0 value, and we actually will be converting people's systems through influence, so this seems like kind of a no-brainer. And then also we are agriculturalists because food is tremendously important for unlocking the ability to get more resources, as well as the ability to settle new systems faster. Because the amount of food on the food ships that you send over to new outposts is based on the food being produced in the planet that sends out the food ship. And then finally we have engaging denizens, because this is the only one that has influence on it in this box. Now, I could have gone for the normal United Empire population bonus and then gotten food from the other box, but I think it's way better to have food all of the time and influence some of the time than the other way around, because, really, population growth and expansion are going to be tremendously important to us. And the amount of influence produced by 1 influence per citizen is not going to be a tremendously huge part of our total influence output later in the game. And earlier in the game, this is good enough because our home planet is fertile. So we will be getting this. Alright, and then finally, traits. Minus 50% influence cost on laws and election actions. Yes, that's right. This cuts the maintenance cost of laws in half, which is phenomenal. And then election actions, we actually are probably going to have to cheat a bunch in the elections. So, Bagaba citizens. This is a 3rd point of population that produces influence. That's what that is. I had points, right? So let's get these guys. They actually have pretty good collection bonuses. I don't know that for sure that we'll see them. We may end up with just a ton of our normal population. Either way, that's fine. Combat rookies is a free 10 points, as I discussed last time. Culturalists, of course, once we are producing a lot of influence, we want to be producing a lot more. Growth plan, because of course food is important. Guardians. This is a thing that is normally associated with the Unfallen. There are hidden points of population on some worlds. Hidden points of the Guardian population type. And what the Guardian population type produces is 20 influence per turn. So obviously we need this. Also approval, and that'll maybe be cool until we get our fancy law in place. Off-world agribusiness, because of course, like I said, we need one of the techs in tier 1 of that quadrant of the tree. I like this one over the food tech in this situation, both because we already have plenty of food, and because we're going to kind of be in a low industry situation at the beginning of the game. I don't have time to produce a lot of extra buildings, and we can get the effect of Xenosynergy without having to spend anything necessarily. And it doesn't even, the building from the food tech won't even produce that much food for us because our starting world is temperate. So we'll only get the base 5 food. And finally, Price of Perfection, because I needed a few more negative points. We are at 90 of 95 points spent. I spent some time fiddling with this, trying to find a way to, within the maximum trait count, make use of these 5 points. And I think the answer is that this is the right way to go. It hurts me to look at it, to see those numbers not be the same, but I think this is the right move. There was no negative trait that gives minus 15 that was reasonable. And we could have traded out Combat Rookies for some of the negative 5s, but honestly, I think Combat Rookies is less harmful than any of the negative 5s, so... Alright, that's it. That's us, the Swarming Beardmen, because we are just gonna be everywhere. Also, totally insufferable. Just showing up in people's living rooms, shouting, "Drink!" And then, for some reason, they love that and they join our empire. I don't know. Listen, if I understood aliens, if I understood any people, anywhere, of any kind, I wouldn't be sitting here in this room talking into this microphone. Basically, just playing video games and talking out loud to myself hours and hours a day. Alright. Ooh, I maybe should have fiddled with the galaxy generation settings, because actually a spiral galaxy is kind of non-ideal. Oh well, we'll roll with it. We'll figure it out. We will try to figure it out, I should say. So what do we got here? Okay, we got a fertile, temperate world for our starting world. No other fertile planets in the system, which sucks. And no guardians. The guardians will show up as curiosities that are named guardian. They have their own curiosity type. So we're definitely going to need these two things, and I think probably in that order. Food and industry, obviously, tremendously important. We're going to want to run the Cram Exam Act, and I think that's the only law. We don't want to damage approval any further because we don't want to sink down an approval level. We don't want to spend any influence. We're going to need probably all of our influence. I think there's a real chance that we will need actually every point of influence, because we have to produce a lot. Yeah, so let's leave this empty for now. And, as always, equip the hero. Let's do a little scouting. Now, we are going to need to do a lot of scouting very quickly, actually, so maybe... Does this ship's design allow for... Nope. Only the 2 slots, okay. Whoa, wait a second, though. That says 6 move. And this says 4, so our hero's actually slowing the fleet down. Can we fix that? Throw an extra engine in here. And an extra probe module while we're at it. That's going to cost basically all of our dust, but now we have a 6 movement fleet with 4 probes instead of a 4 movement fleet with 2 probes. That's probably a good way to spend our initial dust. So let's go ahead and check these out. Alright, we discovered that this planet has high gravity, but also some dust. That's cool, I guess. Basic fusion torpedoes, and Molten Springs plus 50 science. Awesome. Hey, that tech. We should research that tech. So, here we are. Xenoanthropology. Unlock ability to change government types. We are looking at 17 turns with 1.5-ish turns of surplus that I don't think is calculated in here. So I'd expect to see that number fall to 15, or maybe even 14, depending on how it's calculated. Okay. Starting system, kinda not great, honestly. There's a signal curiosity here that we don't have the power to actually explore. Let's send our settler out the only way our settler can go. And then I guess we should refresh our probes and send some probes out into the middle. So let's do that. Actually, what will be the redesign cost if I took the engines off this thing entirely? Because I'm thinking we could do this, fire 4 probes out, and then switch it back. 40, so it looks like actually I may not be able to switch it back afterward, but I'd be able to switch it back with next turn's dust, so that'll work, that's fine. Let's send out 4 quick probes into the middle here. Where do I want to go? Like, how middle? Let's do like this? Alright. Good luck, little probes. Let's pull one of these, put the engine back on. And that is going to be... Oh, only a 30 point... Yeah, okay. Fix it right now. In that case, I'm going to send out one more probe. Alright. Here's hoping that we turn up some stuff that's actually valuable. Alright, cool. First contact. I don't want to spend any influence to praise them just yet. This is also not like a particularly useful minor faction. But they will be eventually. After we get our government stuff set up, we are going to be pursuing faction quests rapidly. So actually, us starting in this kind of galaxy isn't necessarily a bad thing, because we may be able to get a bunch of minor factions joined up really quickly. Also, not actually settleable. Not a great start there. We do need to find... The dream is that we find a planet that we can settle nearby that has Guardian population on it, right? Then we'll definitely have all the influence that we need. Okay, we got some dust. It's kind of whatever. Some ancient ruins and some science. Awesome. And dark glitter. Okay. Oh, I should check what our population... So we need this, by the way. This is what I was talking about, early influence boost. I should check what our population's preferred resources are. We need Jade Onyx for the Bagaba or Eden Blossoms for the Swarming Beardmen. Well, that could be going better. We do have Red Sang available as a nice early system development booster. I like that a lot. Wow, how long is this star lane? Or rather, why is this star lane so long? Okay, first contact with remnants. We're looking for, hopefully... Are these guys temperate? No, pragmatists, alright. Temperate factions give you approval as soon as you know them. That would have been nice to find. Also, I gotta say, not really impressed with the particular minor factions that we have access to here. These guys aren't bad. Concentrated Constructors 2... Minus 35% improvement destruction on systems. Oh, hey, this is a thing I learned about while I was doing the research. Apparently, each minor faction actually has two different assimilation traits. One that commonly appears and one that rarely appears. This is definitely the rarely appears trait for this group. I'm pretty sure their commonly appears trait is just Concentrated Constructors 1. So that one's okay, I guess. I don't really like that. I like their other one better. I don't remember what it is, but I remember that I like it better. I remember that I'm usually happy to see them. Ugh, another system with no settleables. Oh, we found Auriga. Unique planets are actually super important to us, right? Because they all have extra influence output. Okay, we need some cold world colonization techs. What about these other systems like right next to me? Are these also... Nope, this is a hot system. And this looks coldish. Toxic. Tundra with Kessler syndrome. Ugh. Snow and ice. Okay, so cold, yeah, coldish system. Okay, we do in fact have enough probes. Having probes all the time is actually really nice. Oh, I should probably be... Oh, Guardians. So Megras 2 and Megras 1, which is to say the two toxic worlds. Okay. I should have done this before doing that scout, because we're going to, yeah, we're going to be doing this. Well, whatever. It's not like we'll run out of curiosities, but we could have had this earlier. So the deal with this is it makes your outposts grow more quickly, and it's very easy to get. I think it is better than this. This gives us a free colony, which is nice. Not a free colony, but a free world that can be turned into a colony. Or no, it gives you an outpost. Yeah, it will turn into a colony. Obviously, that's cool, but this is a little harder to do. And actually, I think this is going to help us more in the long run, as far as settling out goes. So, explore 10 curiosities. Those should have been the first 3. Oops. Also, we need to find a thing we can settle, please. Like, soon. Also, we found dust. I don't know that I need any more dust. I could start finding... You can find influence in these things. That would be cool. Okay, there's something, something here we can settle. And I think we have to. It has life form, subterranean, and guardian. Awesome. Okay, great, great, great. We are definitely starting this colony. And hey, this is where we can use all that dust that we just found. 13 turns. That could happen a little faster. I'd be okay with that happening faster. Alright, and as it's showing right now, xenoanthropology is going to finish on turn 16, which is not acceptable. It needs to be a little earlier than that. Not a lot I can do about it, unfortunately. Oh, this will take a turn off of it, probably. Also, we might find another science boost. Okay, I was trying to find a science boost there. I'm not going to search the Guardian until last. Oh, well, that's available now. We have 2 turns left on your assignment cooldown. And yeah, I mean, like, resources are good. Oh, Eden Incense. That's actually great for us, because now we can do this. Even more growth. Yeah, actually, this world turns out to be great for us. This is a really, really good world for our purposes. Yeah, that's all we're doing this turn. The Academy powers increased. We can see the Academy, by the way. It's right here. This is the Academy is the only planet in the galaxy that is destroyed when the game starts. So we could take the Academy. I think the Academy's system gives extra influence, maybe? I don't remember. I have a strong association between influence and the Academy in my head, but who knows where that comes from? Who knows where any of my thoughts come from, honestly? Okay, even more blossoms. Cool. The Beardmen are swarming. I kind of gross myself out with that name. Maybe this is unreasonable, but when I hear the word swarming, things that are swarming, I think of them as being, like, wet all the time. This probably comes from playing too much StarCraft at a formative age. Zerg are just like... They just always look wet, right? And that's what I think of when I think of swarming. Let's go ahead and search the rest of these, and then we can pull Dimitri. So yep, we have discovered some Guardians. That planet's going to be really awesome as soon as it actually settles. And we got beaten to a thing. We were not the first to search 10 curiosities. Really? I searched a lot of curiosities very quickly. Oh, I didn't have the deed unlocked. And I would have if we weren't doing such a weird thing over here. You know what? We may as well just queue these up. We're definitely going to get xenolinguistics and xenobiology after this. With a fertile, temperate homeworld, you'd be almost crazy not to. Alright, so let's move our governor over. He will now help with the production of influence. I think we're going to be okay. I think we're on this. We're now finishing xenoanthropology on 14 with over 200 influence. I think we're going to be able to do this. That's interesting. He has 3 moves left. How many? I guess we shot 2 probes, so yeah, it ate half his move. Never mind. That's totally normal. Half the probes, half your move. Okay. I pick you. There's another minor faction influence bubble over here that we need to get to. We need to get free space movement because there's a ton of curiosities to search. I think we're in a good spot. I think this is a good start. I don't know that this, like, strategy as a whole is actually going to work, but we're on our way. What are we looking at here? 8 turns. And the first food ship to hit is going to take 2 turns off of it, so probably 6, maybe 4 or 5? I don't know how quickly this is going to arrive. That's not bad. Okay, so now we need... I'm going to produce another patrol ship. We could be spitting out some more probes over here. I'm still a little worried about the election. That's inconvenient. And there's going to be a pirate ship produced next turn, so it's going to be there when this civilian ship arrives. That sucks. We're probably going to have to deal with that. Well, so we'll deal with it, you know? There's not a lot of choice here. Man, as soon as we no longer need to be saving up our influence, it's going to allow us to accelerate technologically so quickly. What have we here? A life form. What manner of life form? Why, it turns out to have been a battle tactic. But in a suit, so it looked like a life form. It's not the scanner's fault. Let's shoot this down here, and then we'll actually go this way. Okay, so for right now, we're going to focus on just shooting probes out in directions. After we finish xenobiology, we definitely want to get baryonic shielding. We probably can get rare earth foams first. Alright, and we are ready. We have finished our research. We have some... I guess I didn't have to be guessing at the amount of influence, because it actually does... We could have just checked this menu. So yeah, we can spend 200 to switch to Federation or Republic, or 300 to switch to a dictatorship. So here's the thing. The Republic... I'm looking at the word Republic. The religious party has to win all 3 of these upcoming elections. They have to be placed in the government. So, the value of doing a dictatorship play right now is that it will let me pick the party, I believe. But also, I'm not sure exactly how the timing is going to work out. It might be that this turn we have to go now. I think it might be the case that we have to go now in order to still get the normal election. So let's do that, I guess. Where do we want to end up? So we're going to switch, and then we're going to switch again. So if I want to end up as a republic, I can't be a republic. I can't go to republic first. We can go to Federation, and then we can take the one of the influence-based election actions. It's going to slow down the second election, maybe by a small amount. But I think I do want to end up Republic for the law effects intensified thing. Like, this is just so good. I can see a democracy being really powerful in situations where you need approval, but we don't need approval because we're going to cheat. So let's go to Federation now, and then Republic afterward. Anarchy! All laws lost. Science rate down. Generally speaking, sadness kind of up. Also, we could start building a national museum. That feels wasteful. That's not a good use of our time. I guess we start work on an infinite supermarket as soon as we get linguistics finished, obviously. We're going to swap to Xeno-industrial infrastructure. This is a fine thing to do for 2 turns. We'll send some probes up here and see if we can see what's going on there. We have encountered some Epistis. Again, another faction that doesn't give you any free approval. Yeah, it'll take you another turn to generate another probe. Okay, ruins are usually good. Come on, something really cool. It was a negative anomaly. These ruins were Kessler syndrome. And an additional manpower bonus for our ships. Probably not ever going to be useful, given that we intend not to take any systems through force. The pirates did not stop. They must have spawned and then immediately run out. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be probably 2 turns. Maybe even 3. These are moving a lot slower than I thought they were. Alright, can I catch the end of that? Possibly. Possibly. Alright, you need to wait 1 more turn to generate another probe. You know, also I'm worried that we're not going to be able to actually sit at any of these and explore their curiosities for them, because they might just attack us. Alright, let's swap this in. It's going to take a while, but it's going to be useful. And again, I think we're saving influence, because we need influence to cheat in the election, and then we need influence to start a new government changeover. So we're not going to spend it on anything else just yet. I believe we should have enough. Yeah, we can boost this 1 more time. Then we're out, right? Oh, no, we're actively mining it. That's right, because your outposts gather resources as soon as they're down, even before they become, Oh, no.
The Hive.
And we met him at Ingress, which means his ships are actually... He's in our constellation. Ah, that sucks. Okay, well, that's going to derail us a small amount. Just a tiny, tiny little bit. Okay, you don't have a probe this turn. You do. Am I going to be able to reach anything, though? Like, that's pretty much the... Yeah, alright, we might be able to reveal what's at the end of that star lane. Maybe. Election's coming up. It looks like the religious are going to make it into the election. We're still going to cheat on their behalf, though. Huh. That's interesting. Oh, I thought it was saying industrialists were 16 and religious were 14, and I was like, that doesn't match those proportions. But yeah, the numbers are before the parties. I just couldn't see these numbers because they're off-white on off-white. Okay, so yeah, it looks like the religious will be comfortable. And in fact, the religious looks so comfortable that maybe we don't need to cheat. But the thing is, like, if this doesn't work out, we're really screwed up. We've really screwed up our whole deal. Let's go ahead and cheat. Provides a strong boost to the selected party. Okay, good. Good cheat, everybody. So we've unlocked the admit and improve law. It kind of looks like the amount that you win by actually produces more approval, or more political experience. So actually, maybe it was a good thing that we cheated there, even though it probably wasn't necessary for them to be in. Okay, oh, this is actually on our constellation. And we can see another thing we can already settle. Alright, some basic weapons tech, which it turns out we may actually need. There are curiosities to explore down here. Let's get down here. We're almost finished with the first part of our faction quest. Here we are definitely going to want to go drone networks into cerebral reality, and look at that, we are now plus 57. Oh god, that's beautiful. Okay, let's fiddle with our new government. So we could run Cram Exam again. Hold on, what's our approval level? 72. So actually, Cram Exam Act would probably crash us then, right? Yeah, it would drop us down to normal. So we probably don't want to run it then. Do we want to run anything else? We're probably not so desperate for influence anymore, so like Dirty Hands Act is pretty reasonable. We don't really need a bunch of dust. Nor do we really need this, I think. So yeah, we could spend a small amount of our income on Dirty Hands Act, lowering the cost of our system improvements. And then I think we're going to have an election soon. And we will cheat in this election using influence as well. And I think we had better do it. Even if it slows down our next government change, we'd better do it because we want to generate as much XP for the religious party as possible. I'd love to not have to switch governments again after this. I think we should be okay. I think we're going to be okay. Oh, so I talked about the Bagaba election bonuses being good, but then I didn't actually show them. So here, obviously, they just get more pacifist. That's fine. I think our ideal government is pacifist religious. And then plus 10 approval. And then they actually give a battle defense better than, or rather than a law, and it's not a particularly good one. Like, it's strictly better than the defense, the tactical surrender tactic, which is a thing you would hope to never, ever, ever use. Also, guardians. If we get to 10 guardians, they'll give extra approval. Won't matter. If we get to 20, they'll give a law. I don't actually know what their law does. Hopefully it's cool. I hope it's really cool. What are the odds that I'm going to find anything with continued probing? I may want to just hold my probes for now. How many turns off of baryonic shielding are we? Probably actually 4, maybe only 3. Because the cost of it, of course, will come down when we finish rare earth foams. Yeah, we could shoot one more probe, I think. We didn't actually probe this area at all. There could be disconnected stuff over here. You know, sometimes there's just a loose node near your capital. Okay, so the religious party is going to win, but we need them to win by a lot. Geez, this is expensive this time. I guess the cost doubled because we have twice as many colonies now. I think it's still right. Reinforced intimidation. You love the religious party. Okay, wow, they did not win very hard at all. I mean, they're in the government. That's all we needed, but... So yeah, they need to become entrenched, I think. I think we're going to get there. I think. Maybe. We'll see. I'm getting nervous, if you couldn't tell. Okay, so how much is it going to cost us to switch now that we have 2 colonies? It's going to be 400. It would only be 200 to switch to democracy. And that gives us more political party representation, so we're more likely to get the religious in. But the religious they're doing all right. We want to go to Republic. So we got to wait until 400. It's going to be a couple of turns. Well, I think we should do this because it increases religious political ideology. Minus 15 industry on colonies. Sucks a huge amount, but I really don't want to bump up the scientist party anymore. Let's see here. Guardian, life form, Guardian. Alright, let's search the life form. This is looking like actually a pretty good settle then. Alright, cool. Red Sang. I would love to get some Red Sang production going for our system development. We probably want to take Optimal Operations Expert. Yeah, over a small amount of dust, absolutely. I don't know, this plan is maybe a real thing. Maybe a real plan. Oh, we did pick up another planet we can colonize, and we should do that. We should do that now, actually. That's probably more important than the supermarket. Because that planet has Red Sang, and also strategic, and also lets us not overpopulate so much and make ourselves miserable on the one planet we do have. And yeah, both you guys are just sitting and waiting. Actually, I need to produce a colony ship, too. I don't love to increase militarist political ideology. Is our hero close to a skill that will be valuable? Let's see, we're going to be... I guess the second point of Optimal Operations Expert is pretty cool, and then we get Public Relations Expert right afterward. So that's not bad. The other choice is plus 10 approval on Rennes, which is currently only happy, and will soon be... Yeah, plus 20 approval would push this up to the top level. So we're going to get Ecologist political influence from doing this. We got to be careful. I think I'm going to do this, but I'm nervous about it if you can't tell from my voice. It's alright, we're going to be okay. Speculators are buying Jadonics on the market, not really relevant to us because we can't access the market. I think it's probably worth shooting one more probe off. Again, just kind of hunting for random isolated systems here. Alright, and we're waiting for 300.
Our purpose is to kill.
Okay, obviously we will not be giving them that dust. They can go to hell.
Sign the deal.
Nope, sorry, I need that dust to cheat the election. Because republics, I believe republics cheat dust, or cheat elections with dust. And here's our faction quest. No, oh, do Guardians not count? Are Guardians not technically curiosities for some reason? Okay, well, whatever, we'll get it. Alright, so this turn we have the 300 influence we were waiting on. Yep, you're mad. That's fine. Listen, I understand. Everybody's mad. Everybody's mad at me a lot. This happens. So, we probably want to move toward having our next level of system stuff unlocked. What worlds am I waiting on? A gas world and a lava world and an ice world. Okay. Want this. So, none of those are immediately available. Ice is this one? Yeah. It's pretty far off. What about in gem. Jungle, toxic, barren gas. Okay, so honestly, we really need to be able to colonize gas worlds. We have a ton of gas worlds available to us, and that tech is over here. So yeah, let's go ahead and push up to the next level of this. We have a good amount of money coming in. Ash worlds are pretty good. We don't see a ton of them. I'm thinking maybe like Galactic Commodities Exchange for, obviously, market access being very valuable. And then maybe Atmospheric Filtration, or maybe Astrofinance. No, that's right. We're not going to really need a lot of dust, hopefully. You do still need enough dust to like pay the upkeep on your buildings and stuff, so we will have to watch out for that. But we won't have to use dust on the marketplace, although our influence is going to be kind of taxed already. I don't know, we'll do it this way. We need dust less than most people do. Just understand that that's not the same as 0. Okay, so you're both warmongers. You're not, and also I like you better as people, so let's do this. That's going to take a minute. They'll get there. And here we go. 400. What was I thinking? 300. Alright, 2 turns. 2 turns, then we go. I guess I could have searched that signal curiosity. Whatever, it's fine. It's unlikely to matter much. Alright, so now we have a little bit more room for our population to grow. What's the resource differential here? Ah, well, part of the resource differential is that this is not actually a fertile world, so probably nobody's moving over. We'll fill the fertile world first. In fact, can I do this and remain ecstatic? I can. Okay. We're showing exactly loyal, and actually we're showing a bonus that is lower than loyal. Okay. Yeah, there was some rounding going on there. 1 point of population being moved off that planet does give us devoted, so... yeah, we definitely want to keep these guys on the temperate planet because they have the boost. Okay, we actually got more influence than we were supposed to get, it looks like. Works for me. Alright, all we have to do is make sure that we cheat the religious party into that election, and I think we're cool. Let's reveal those guardians, and then there's stuff to search down here. Yeah, so guardians don't count as curiosities for some things. That's strange. Seems like they should, right? Is our settler ship as fast as it could be? Because we're going to start making settlers really rapidly here. It is not. Now remember, every module that we add does increase the cost of the ship more than it normally would because we have plus 25% cost on all of our stuff. We should probably, you know what? Science is not as important as getting these settlers out. We need to start grabbing every system we can find. You are waiting. So yeah, this is gonna work. If I still sound uncertain, it's because I am, but I think this is gonna work. Definitely need to keep that going. Never stop breeding at an incredible rate. We are also going to have to get some real ships at some point here. One thing at a time. Alright, so atmospheric. The quest to find the academy hasn't shown up yet, so let's wait on these atmospherics. In fact, maybe let's wait in general. Let's try to have 2 probes, so that if that quest pops up, we can hit it real fast. Yeah. Because we need to wait for quite a while at this system, no matter how we do this. Actually, maybe that quest won't pop up because I know where the academy is. Have I officially discovered it, though? I'm not sure how that works. Also, it probably doesn't really matter. Yeah, let's just go ahead and search something. I'm still going to do the atmospheric ones last, just in case. Yeah, we'll start with life forms, because these could be population points or something. Okay, so we've got our daily slogan. The outpost that we are working toward right now will be much better. So... an Imperial Religious Counselor, an Imperial scientist seeker, and an imperial militarist guardian. Walk into a bar. What's our current read on the... Okay, it looks like religious is actually pretty low. And pacifist and ecologist are quite high. Okay, so I wouldn't want to take one of these that was pacifist or ecologist, but there isn't one. Between scientist and industrialist... Industrialist is a little higher. Either one of them will provide a boost to our religious desire, so... And then we're going to have to find a way to keep the religious party in power, which is going to be a challenge in itself. I think I would rather pick up the religious senator. I don't remember... I can't, I cannot double-click on these. I don't remember exactly what's in counselor. Is our current hero... What is our current hero? Okay, he's a counselor. And that's the one that has public relations expert. So that's actually what I want, for sure. I want the counselor over the... What is she? Yeah, over a seeker. Yeah, without question. Okay. So get up to 57 positive dust output. Can do. Yeah, I'm a little worried about how low the religious party is polling there, but we can cheat. We have cheats. Alright, this is the one I want most. Let's go there first. You guys are almost in position to be friendly. We have our polling data. And it does have the religious at second place. Not much of a lead, though. Also, the polling data is not always right. We've definitely had situations in this game where the election polled one way and then turned out quite a different way. Okay, even more red sang. Fine, cool. Okay. The religious party is probably fine. But we should cheat, obviously. Provides a strong penalty to the competitors. Ideal if the chosen party is not one of the favorites. I'm assuming the way that... It should actually just tell you the numbers, I think. But I'm assuming the reason this works this way is that this provides a percentage boost to the output of the party that you've selected. And so it's better if there's already support there. That's what we're doing. Primary elections. Come on. Religious party. Oh boy. Okay, they got a single vote. Wow, that sucks a huge amount. How do we... We're going to have to re-government. That's annoying. What do we do? I guess if I can't have Republic, democracy's my... Well, we don't benefit from the approval. We do benefit from the extra law slot. We don't actually care about this, because this is just approval. I don't think I care about this either. Yeah, alright, let's try switching to a democracy. And in the meantime, we need to just, do some things that generate religious support. Unfortunately, there aren't very many. So who won the election? It was... Ecologist scientist? We have too much ecologist power, and here's the screen I want. The ecologist political opinion is not being drawn off into the religious. Not ideal. Okay, we got to get started. So let's do this, and then also life form, guardian. Okay. Also that. Let's generate some approval. We should be able to get these guys on our side pretty quickly. What we really need is a population type that generates significant religious population desire. I don't know what that would be. Okay, this building generates religious. This building generates religious. These, okay. Yeah. There are not a lot of buildings that generate religious desire. So we need to make the influence buildings, and it's nice that that dovetails well with our goals. Okay, that ended, which is a shame, because we were using that. Oh, we got to our population collection bonus. Okay, cool. So now we're producing extra industrialist attention, which is producing extra religious attention. Hopefully that'll be enough. Let's get out here to Ukhta and take this over. You're still waiting for more probes. Oh, sure. Sure, I guess I should build things. We probably don't want to sacrifice that Guardian. I have some pretty strong feelings about him. Yeah, it's a temperate world. Who would have thought this crazy plan might not work? Who could have predicted? Definitely want to do that. Bringing 2 of this in per turn, 2 of that in per turn. Thing is, we want the growth really badly. I think I want to do this over the Eden incense. Also, we're already consuming Eden incense for this, right? Alright, so next turn we'll be able to do our first one of those. Yep, you're still just waiting. We do need to put up a research. I don't think we generate... we don't have any sources of these 2 resources yet. We need to try to research some stuff with some religious value. Okay, let's grab Xenology. Because actually, we want to move up to here, right? We have toxic worlds that we could settle. I think. I remember that being the case. And that law will finish right before the next election, so that'll generate a burst of religious support, hopefully. And then, unfortunately, that's only going to hold for a few turns until the next real election. Right, for 10 turns, keep Brandes clear of enemy ships. You know what? I'll see what I can do. I'll try. Okay, that has come to an end. Okay, and this is a dead end. Well, we still have more such stuff to search over here. It's not too bad. Okay, we definitely want to put down here? Yeah. Alright, 10 turns on that. It's a little slower than is ideal, probably. I'm hoping we're going to be able to get this law thing going. If we can get it going slowly, that's not great. If we can't get it going at all, that's actually pretty bad. Well, boy oh boy, are we going to have a lot of red Zang income. Okay, so in 2 turns, 2 more colonies. You probably have a probe this turn. Uh-oh, we found bad guys. Discovered some red Sang, and also we have to destroy some Hisho in battle, which we cannot do. So the time has come for retreating. And we've generated enough approval with these guys. Oh, the time has not come for retreating. I was not able to make it off this star lane. Well, that's a shame. I probably don't need this here as badly as I need it over here. Actually, I don't need it here very badly either. Maybe we should save it for one of the new systems, because we're not going to have enough. We're bringing in 5 per turn now. Never mind, we're totally going to have enough to do both of them. Yeah, sure, do this, and then get to work on the National Museum. Oh, this isn't going to be very useful for us, is it? Well, building it will still produce a burst of religious... Yeah, shoot, because we're going to be stuck at content, not happy. Oh well. Alright, we should probably start, like, really going nuts with our influence. We have a lot now. Let's make a lot of friends. Okay, the Remnant like us a little bit. Signal, life form, life form. Let's reveal that and this, I guess? Okay, Ancient Ruins. That was a nice find. And Hostile Fauna. Okay. So we're going to play through to the end of the video here, this next election at the very least, and then we will determine whether this is kind of a failed experiment or not. You know, even if the religious thing doesn't work, we should still be generating, like, we're generating a lot of influence. We should still be able to make something of this. Religious party. Official support. Oh, there's no cheat options in a democracy. Well, good luck, us. Okay, that's a win. And there it is, Saints and Sinners Bill. Okay, so here's the thing. Content. Wait a minute. Oh, the law is not active. Okay, we did this. We got our new person. Oh, 4 points already. Actually, really cool. So we're gonna do the same thing with her that we're doing with Dimitri. Yeah, her coming in at level 5 is handy. How many turns are we looking at here? 8. So yeah, even if it is a good idea for her to be on one of these systems, we can still assign her to Cepheus for now. Her assignment cooldown will be almost exactly the length of time it's going to take for those to get sorted out. So what is the cost of running that law? Because we don't have to run it right away, right? It's only 22 right now. We're bringing in 103. We don't really need to be producing a huge amount of influence anymore. Actually, we should definitely run this. Now all we need it for is just like to buy stuff and talk to minor factions. So we can start using it for laws. Don't need that. +3 movement points on ships is cool, but we don't need it right this second, I guess. So maybe we run Dirty Hands Act for a little while. We don't actually want to start running Saints and Sinners until we're below content naturally. So yeah, we'll do that, and then we're still producing tons and tons. So, let's see. Possess planets of every climate type to get a system improvement that gives you +5 science per citizen on planets with anomalies. Or hold 3 systems of level 2 or higher to get this stuff. This is going to be pretty easy to do. Every climate type. Hot, cold, and temperate. So we have temperate and hot already. And we have tech for cold planets. We just don't actually have any cold planets. We're settling on hot here and hot here. Wait, do I have tech for cold planets? No, I totally don't. But we could. Could very easily. So are there cold planets in our systems? I'm sorry that I'm so forgetful about this. There's an ice planet here. We could work toward that. Do I think that's the best way to go here? Actually, both scientist and industrialist political fervor feed into the religious party. The scientists are currently leading by a little bit more, so I think maybe I want to go for the industrialist option from that perspective. This is handy. There's a lot of industry relative to the amount of industry we already have. Yeah, okay, I like this. We have a lot of systems that do not have great industry output. And research. Well, the scientists are in charge of the government again. There's some good... Yeah, there's some good religious stuff we could be researching right now. Here's the real question. I know we just settled our government, but do we want to fiddle with it again? Like, what I'm thinking is, and maybe this is silly, but I'm thinking that the Republic might have a better version of Saints and Sinners. That's why I wanted to end up Republic in the first place. So, like, do I want to try to go back? I would love it if we could pay for our election interference actions with dust instead of influence, so that we're not paying for everything in our empire with influence. I really want those law effects intensified. You know what? We've been doing this for about an hour. This is where I'm going to call it for today, and I'm going to consider this. Come back next time. Maybe I'm going to screw up our whole government again. I don't know. And we'll see you then.